Welcome back, sinners, to another episode of Saturday Night Sinema with your host, still your Saint Sim. Tonight, we're taking a trip over to Italy. Well, Italy by way of Berlin for Dario Argento Demons, Presents Demons. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, okay, so Argento wrote this with the director Lamberto Beve. Look, y'all, I'm gonna mess up all sorts of names tonight because every one of these, except for a few, are Italian. So just bear with me, okay? We'll have this fun ride together. So Argento and Bava, I think is actually how you say it, wrote the script with two other people. That might be why some things get kind of muddled, believe me. We'll go into all of that later. So, the US release date for this was May 31st, 85. So, first off, the soundtrack is just a whole lot of glam metal. Minus Rick Springfield, he's not really glam metal, but, we got Billy Idol and The Adventurers, which I'm not really for sure who they are. They're not in my catalog. Motley Crue. Did I say Billy Idol? Because White Wedding is in this, which is one of my favorites. And then we have Saxon, which we did a deep dive into them, me and, my hun. And they all look like they're in a different band. They're not cohesive at all in their look, at least for that one video. It's kind of funny. Anyway, killer soundtrack. It actually was nominated for an award overseas for best score, but it lost out to Ginger and Fred. I mean, who wins against Fred Astaire? Nobody. Anyways, so I've got some notes here. The tagline, which is said pretty often through the movie, is they will make cemeteries their cathedrals and your cities will be your tombs. Kind of poetic. I like it. It's nice. So let's get on to the cast. And I've got my notes here to try to pronounce these right. Again, bear with me. So we have our leading lady of Cheryl, who is played by Natasha Hovey. I don't know. Then we've got George, our leading man, if you can call him that. I don't know. He's very heroic, but not a whole lot. I mean, he tries with the situation. He tries. Anyways, the actor's name is Urbano Barberini? Yeah, Barberini. Then we have his best friend, Ken, who is Carl Zini. That one was an easy one. We got Kathy, who is Cheryl's best friend, who Cheryl drags along with her. Kathy really doesn't want to. Seems like Kathy's not really into, anything that might be terrifying. I don't understand. Anyways, that's by Palova Kozoa. Guys, really, this is just not my cup of tea here with these names. Then we have Tony the Pimp. I got that one. That's an easy one. His name is Bobby Rhodes. Nice, easy name there. Thank you, Bobby. We got Rosemary, who, she's the one that dooms everybody. She just can't keep her hands off things. I think that in a horror movie, it's pretty, like, standard. If, like, just don't go around touching things that don't belong to you. You know? I mean, don't we tell children that? If it doesn't belong to you, don't touch it. I don't understand why we have to then go and tell adults to whatever. Anyways, so that's Gariti Giancarlo, I think. And then we have the Man in Black. See, I'm not really sure what kind of role he necessarily plays in this. Again, y'all, I'm not giving y'all a plot summary because the plot's really loose in this. We don't talk about all of that here in a minute. This might not be like, you know, a nice, shiny, squeaky clean, like, I love it kind of review. I have mixed feelings about it. Anyways, the Man in Black is Michelle Sovai. Anyways, he was also the director of a movie called Cemetery Man, which if you, like, scroll your brain back to the first episode, where we talked about Phantasm 3, the same year that Phantasm 3 came out is when Cemetery Man came out. I want to check it out, but I don't know. If it's a loose plot like this, then, you know, we might have some troubles. Anywho, that's all my notes. Now, to the plot. Alright. Where do I begin? I guess at the beginning, right? So, we have an Italian film, but set in Berlin, Germany, in the 1980s. So, our leading lady, Cheryl, is taking the subway, their version of a subway, to what I'm assuming is class. I mean, she's got, like, you know, a musical music sheets. And she's riding the subway, and when it goes through a tunnel, like, she kind of gets this, like, weird vision of, like, the Man in Black. So the Man in Black, which I really feel like his name should actually be Man with Half a Metal Face, because that's what he has. It's metal. It's metal on his face. And we don't know why. It's never told us why he looks like that. Anyways, so they're really trying to get us to, like, feel like the underground kind of, like, punk scene of Berlin in that era, because they pan to a lot of punks, just a lot of spiky hair, lots of spikes and piercings and leather and my kind of people. Love it. Anywho, so she gets off at her stop and she looks and feels really uneasy. She feels like she's being followed, which, I mean, really looks like she is, because she runs into the man with the metal face and proceeds to just run away from him. Cheryl just runs up an escalator. Then somehow, I guess because movie magic, he appears above the escalator. And she runs smack dab into him. And she gets handed a little golden ticket. This is not like Willy Wonka, though. It just says Metropole and a time, and doesn't really give anything else. So, and he doesn't even say anything. I don't know how she knows that it's really for, like, a movie, because, I mean, he doesn't say anything. Oh, gosh. So he walks away, and then she chases after him. You were just running away from him. She chases after him to get another one for her friend Kathy. And then she asks him, is what you're wearing a promo for the movie? And he just kind of gives her this weird look and walks away. So she meets up with Kathy outside the train station, and Kathy is getting on to her because they're going to be late for class. And then Cheryl's just like, let's skip class. Who cares? Let's go to this movie premiere. Doesn't say the name of the movie. Like, nothing. It says nothing. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. That's the first thing that's like, ooh, red flag. I don't know what it is. Kathy should have just been like, nope, I'm going to class. You go by yourself. It would have ended up better for Kathy if she had done that. So all of these strangers are getting like into this premiere of this secret movie. There's a blind guy who is like kind of reaching around trying to see things, and he kind of reaches out for the mask, doesn't quite touch it, just as like this mask that, okay, first off, they're called movie props, but it's like a motorcycle and some like ninja costume with a samurai sword and the mask. What kind of movie is this? I need to know just by seeing that movie prop. What is this? Oh, so he's like, he tells, Liz, the one that he's with, hey, don't touch that. And she's like, what? And he's like, and it's gone. Because Rosemary picked it up. Rosemary can't keep her hands to herself. And she puts it on. And she's like, ooh, look at me. Ooh. And then when she goes to take it off, she cuts her. What do you think a metal mask was going to do? It's probably got some weird edges on it. Cuts her face. Cuts her cheek open. Tony the pimp scolds her, tells her to put it back. Gets all up in her, woman. So, we're at the point where we're all sitting down, having a good time. These two boys, Mr. George and Ken, come sit by Cheryl and Kathy, and the movie starts. Well, so the movie starts with these two couples on motorcycles riding into where they believe that Nostradamus is buried. Now listen, with all of the things that Nostradamus has predicted, his burial place is one of the last places I want to go to. You don't know what kind of juju's there. Good, bad, who knows? Could be filled with all kinds of weird juju. But in this area, they see the tagline for the movie, your cemeteries will be their cathedrals. Your cities will be your tomb. Yeah, they see that on like a gravestone marker situation, and they feel like the need to go deeper into the... No. Come on, guys. That's just no. It's just bad. But they come across this grave, is what they think it is, but it's like, y'all, it's little. Like, if it was a grave, it was for a child. Little situation, And the only thing that they find in it is that mask. The one that Rosemary just had to put on her face. Y'all, I'm so irritated with that. Just keep your hands to yourself and everything will be fine. So, her friend is like, oh, because the dude puts it on and he gets cut, and, they're like, oh, it's the same thing that happened to you. I'm sorry, I've got some kind of hair. Oof, okay. That's the same thing that happened to you. And then Rosemary's cut starts bleeding again. Just like out of nowhere, it was fine, and then it just starts pouring blood again. So she goes off to the bathroom, and her friend seems, to be the only one that's really putting anything together. Tony the pimp's like, coincidence, shut up. Watch the movie. So we see Rosemary going into the bathroom trying to clean up her cut. Ooh, what's going on? And then it starts to like pulsate. It starts looking kind of like pimply situation here. And then what happens next, y'all? It's disgusting. So it's like a pimple, right? And she's like, oh my God, what's this? Ew. And then, like, neon blue. Y'all. I mean, it's neon, so that's fun. It was the 80s, right? Everybody liked neon in the 80s. It was all over the place. But, so then she starts, having some issues and she's trying to clean up. And then we cut back to the theater where we see her friend, like, she's taking a long time. I'm going to go check on her. She goes and checks on her, and by the sink she sees, blood and stuff. And then she hears something in the bathroom stall, and, well, her friend's done turned into a demon, y'all. It's a demon. So first off, I always thought the demons, like, possessed you, a la, like, exorcist, possession. They take over your body. Not like some kind of virus type situation, like a zombie. But this is more like zombie feel. And I did get a whole, like, Night of the Living Dead, Land of the Dead. Land of the Dead came after. I'm just saying, since I've seen that prior, got that, like, zombie movie kind of feeling from a lot of stuff that happens. But anyways, Rosemary attacks her friend, slashes her on her throat. Her friend, like, runs away. So Rosemary chases after her in her full-on demon form. Somehow her friend gets behind the movie screen and falls through during the movie, and everyone's like, oh my God, what's going on? And they run to rush by her side. Pimp Tony's like, I know her. Let me save her. Also, he has, like, a very, like, 70s, like, exploitation, like, lines, because everything's dubbed over in English. I forgot to mention that. Everything's dubbed in English. So that's a little odd to see that their mouths aren't quite matching up to what they're saying. But, like, this girl starts, like, turning, like, right in front of them. Like, close up on teeth, like, popping out, showing fangs, like, spitting up neon something. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be blood, pus. I don't know. But it's neon. Neon greenish blue. A really pretty color, actually. I'm going to stop getting hung up on this neon stuff because, I mean, it's throughout the whole movie. People, neon blood-like stuff while they turn into demons. But so everyone's, like, running and trying to get out. And they're, like, trying to bang on the doors, and they start tearing down the doors, and then they're realizing that some magical juju has now bricked off the entire exit. And they have nowhere to go. Well, while everyone's doing this, Rosemary finds two lovebirds, like, that are, like, trying to make out, and while they're making out, she decides to just choke them together while they're making out. Sounds like something you would see in, like, a BDS dungeon, to be honest. So that was strangely erotic. I don't. So, but she throws one of them, like, over the balcony, and he's just hanging there. Poor thing, just hanging from a rope from the balcony. The other one she just leaves on the ground just to die a painful, slow death. Then she gouges out the blind man's eyes. Now, I mean, come on, Rosemary, he already can't see. Why do you gotta go for his eyes? I don't understand. But so, people are, I mean, if you get attacked by a demon, you turn into a demon. It's like the zombie infection type situation here. So they're just more and more demons, and they go to the balcony to try to barricade themselves in the balcony area. They're just like tearing up seats and putting them in the doorways, and then for some reason they start banging on a wall. They end up busting open a big hole in the wall, and there's a room that doesn't look like any other part of it doesn't look like any other part of the freaking theater. Like, they literally find it and they're like, oh, no way out. It's just a dead end. But we're not told any more about this room and why it's there, and it's just I have questions. I want to know. Like, finish something. Tie a nice little bow around it. Give me something. Anyways, they're all feeling sorry for themselves. So they go and sit back down. And they hear, like, what they think is, like, someone trying to come and help them. Really, it's not. It's just more demons to attack. And Tony gets attacked, and he actually gets attacked by two. Like, the guy who, got hung over the balcony by a rope, he, like, climbs up the rope and attacks Tony. And then that girl that got just, like, laid there, she attacks him. And they all go over, like, the balcony together. They throw a guy over the balcony, and he, like, spits blood all over a poor, innocent girl named Hannah, who is played by Argento's daughter. Hannah and her lover end up in a vent, like an air shaft, trying to, like, find a way out. And then she turns into a demon and kills him. And that blind guy, somehow the theater let him out and let 4 little bozo crack addicts into the theater. And then blind man demon, like, killed the cops. And then I don't know. Now we got demons outside. That can't be good. Demons inside, demons outside. Y'all. And then, okay. So we're gonna bounce around like the script does, because we don't ever get hardly any tied, like, neat little bows. It's frustrating. So we don't even hear a helicopter, and then it comes, like, crashing in. Oh wait, I got ahead of myself. Remember that motorcycle that I told you about with the samurai sword? Ugh. So George is trying to save Cheryl. George and Cheryl seem like they're the only ones that haven't turned into demons at this point, okay? Everybody else, demons. Demons, demons, demons. Even Kathy, like, Ken, they call him Kenny too, like, beats her when she tries to attack, and then some kind of weird little, I don't know how to explain him. I mean, he looks like a demon, but I don't know. He looks weird. He looks like if you crossed a demon with a lizard person. This is what just, like, came out of her back and, like, ran off. It ran off after attacking Ken. Oh, goodness. So George hops on the motorcycle bike and takes a samurai sword and starts killing demons. But he's, like, riding just on top of theater chairs. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that seems kinda impossible. I don't know. I've never driven a motorcycle, but it seems like it's a little crazy. And he was like going up and down stairs and over tops of chairs, just slaying these demons. It was a really weird time, but they still can't get out. Okay, they still can't get out. Cue helicopter crash through the ceiling. Now see, this is where the helicopter really, this is where the story really kind of gets me. Because our first inconsistency with the helicopter is that when you see it crash through and it's just sitting there and you're seeing like a shot of it, there is no pilot. There's no body of a pilot. And you would be able to see him with the close-up that they did. But there's no body. But when George and Cheryl get down there, there's all of a sudden a body. No. Well, they throw him out and they're trying to get the helicopter to go, but the helicopter literally just crashed through a ceiling. Like, do you really think that it's gonna fly? No. The blades turn on though and start hitting some some zombie-ish demons like in the face, which is a pretty cool effect. It's just like smacking them. That's nice. But the zombie pilot, or the pilot that's a demon, I don't know, I keep calling them zombies, but I feel like they're zombies. I don't feel like they're demons. I feel like they're zombies. Anyways, because they seem zombie-ish. Even in the way they move. It's just like, attack. I feel like demons would do something more like clever. Right? I mean, I feel like Satan and his demon army would be clever about it and not just be like, attack. Anyways, y'all, I told y'all I'm gonna be not gonna be a little nice to this. We're some irritating points of this. So, George is like, we need to get out the roof, right? We're in the middle of Berlin. So, of course, the helicopter would have a harpoon gun. Like a whaling harpoon, guys. No. Guys, doesn't make sense at all. Whatever, George shoots it and, him and Cheryl climb up and then they're met by the guy with the metal face. Y'all, I told you I don't know what he's doing here. At the beginning, he was handing out movie flyers, invitations, whatever you want to call them. Now he's a bad guy trying to kill George. I don't understand. I don't know. No, my head hurts after watching this. So, but George, is fine because Cheryl, knocks the guy down and then somehow her and George, shove his, eye through a, piece of rebar in the ceiling. But then, see, you remember how I said the blind guy got out and, did some stuff with the cops? Well, now that they're on the roof and they can see, that area is just riddled with these zombie demon-like things. So they get down and they're, going through town trying to just find somehow to get out of town. And these demons are just everywhere wrecking up stuff and... oh, goodness. There's fires everywhere, and... I mean, really, it looks like a zombie apocalypse. It doesn't look like demons. I feel like demons would be a little bit more discreet. Like aliens are. Shh. That's a topic for another day. So, out of nowhere comes a guy and his daughter and, a little boy. And they just hop in the car with these people. They're like, where are we going? And they're like, out to the country where hopefully this hasn't been, touched by demons. So, then our credits start rolling as the little boy's eating a sandwich. Sandwich in one hand, gun in the other. Teach 'em young. Sounds like something they would do in the South. Oh, so we start the credits rolling, and before Marvel did the end credit stuff, Demons did it. Cheryl feels like there's some kind of growing pustule thing back here. Oh no, Cheryl got scratched. I don't know what had happened, but it happened. And she turns into a demon right there in the back of the truck and tries to attack George. And the little boy, without flinching one bit, with a sandwich still in his mouth, turns around, shoots her, out the truck she goes, and they ride off into the darkness. So, okay, I'm just gonna wrap this up. When I first watched this movie a couple of years ago, I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. Looking at it under a more microscope situation, really trying to study it, to share it with you guys, and there's just so many plot holes. I don't know if it was because, there were too many cooks in the kitchen, but there's a lot of stuff that were just left unanswered. What was this movie? What was this, mask? Where did this come from? And why are you infected and then turn into a demon? Did they want to do a zombie movie but not want to call it something like zombies? They wanted it to sound cooler with the name Demon? I don't know. There's a Demons 2, which I don't know if I'm brave enough to watch. I should have watched it before, I did a deeper dive into this one, because y'all, and I like Argento. I like his stuff. Suspiria, perfection. But like I said, I don't know if it was just because when writing this there were 4 of them. Maybe if they just had, 1 or 2, maybe we could have had some better tie-ups of the plot. I don't know. It's still not a bad movie overall. It's just that it leaves me with a lot more questions than what I want it to. Maybe one day I'll get my, questions answered. I hope so. But that is all for tonight. Go watch Demons for yourself. Tell me what you think. Send me a little message and be like, oh my God, what was this? Or, you're crazy. I love it. It's great. Whatever. Let me know. Next week we'll be back. And I was going to give you a hint of something that I was going to do, but I think I'll just leave you hanging. Good night, guys.